You're 52 with $300,000 saved and you're wondering, can I retire at 60? You look at that number and panic. It's not the $1,000,000 you've been told you need. You Google it at 2 a.m. and every calculator says something different. Here's the truth. It depends, but not in a vague way. In the next 9 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact calculations with real 2025 numbers so you can figure out if this works for your situation. My name is Tony. I'm a CPA and financial planner, and I work with Canadian women in their 40s and 50s who are building their retirement plans. Here's what nobody tells you about retiring at 60 with 300K. The timeline isn't just about your savings, it's about your CPP strategy and your lifestyle. Here's the math most people miss. If you take CPP at 60, you get about $11,000 per year, but OAS doesn't start until 65, so you have a 5-year gap. If you need $45,000 per year to live, CPP at 60 gives you $11,000 per year. Your savings must provide the remaining $34,500 a year. That's $170,000 from your nest egg just to get to 65. At 65, you have $130,000 left. You start OAS at $8,700 per year. Combined with CPP, that's $19,700 from the government. You still need $25,300 from savings. At a 4% withdrawal rate, $130,000 only gives you $5,200 a year. That's a $20,000 shortfall. This is where people panic. But these numbers assume the worst scenario. Let me show you what changes everything. I break down strategies like this in my newsletter, showing you exactly how to apply them to your situation. Subscribe to receive practical strategies specifically for women in their 40s and 50s. I'll put the link in the description. No generic advice, just actionable steps you can implement right away. Let me walk you through 3 scenarios with $300,000 because small changes make huge differences. Scenario 1. Take CPP at 60, retire at 60. You burn through $170,000 by age 65, leaving $130K. With government benefits of $19,700 per year and needing $45,000 total, your portfolio can't close the gap. This doesn't work without major spending cuts or part-time income. Scenario 2. Delay CPP to 65, retire at 60. You use $225,000 to bridge to 65. At 65, you get the full CPP, $17,200 plus OAS, $8,700. That's $25,900 from the government. You have $75K left in your savings and you need $19,100 more per year. This is better than scenario 1, but you've depleted your savings too fast. Scenario 3. You work part-time until 67, you take CPP at 67, and you delay OAS to 70. Here's where it gets interesting. Age 60 to 67, you're earning $27,000 a year part-time. Plus, you withdraw $18,000 from your savings, and that gives you $45,000 total to live on. The savings used over those 7 years is $126,000, and this has factored in a 5% growth on your investments. So you have $235,000 left at 67. Age 67 to 70, you stop working. CPP starts at $20,000 a year. That's a 16% increase. You withdraw $21,000 from your savings each year. The savings used over 3 years is $65,000, also with the investment growth factored in. You have $190,000 left at 70. At age 70, OAS kicks in. You get about $11,000 a year. That's 36% increase for waiting. Your total government income at 70 is about $32,000 per year. You need about $9,700 from your portfolio to maintain a $42,000 annual lifestyle. At 4% withdrawal, $190,000 provides $7,600 per year. The small gap, easily closed by natural spending reductions after 70. Now, this scenario works and it's realistic. Here are the key numbers to keep in mind for 2025. CPP at 60 comes to $11,000 per year. CPP at 65 comes to $17,000 per year. CPP at 67 comes to $20,000 per year. And if you start taking your CPP at 70, it comes to about $24 per year. OAS at 65 comes to about $8,700 per year. It's adjusted quarterly for inflation. If you start OAS at 70, you get about $11,800 a year. That's the increase for delaying for 5 years. Every year you delay CPP after 65, there's an 8.4% permanent increase. Every year you delay OAS after 65, there's a 7.2% permanent increase. Here are your decision points. Can you work part-time from 60 to 65? Even 15 to 20K per year changes everything. Can you delay CPP to 70? That 42% increase is massive. What's your actual spending? $40,000 versus $45,000 completely changes the math. Are you flexible? Adjust spending based on market performance. Here's an example. Meet Sarah. At 58, she has $300,000 saved. 200K in RSP, 100K in TFSA. She wants to retire at 60 and needs about $42,000 a year. Here's a strategy. She's going to work part-time from ages 60 to 67 for about 20 to 25 hours a week, earning $27,000 a year. She would withdraw $18,000 per year from her savings to reach $45,000 total income during that period. At age 67, she'll start taking a CPP. That will come to about $20,000 per year, which is 16.8% more than if she had started at 65. And she stops working. From ages 67 to 70, she lives on CPP plus about $21,000 withdrawal from her savings to maintain her lifestyle of $42,000. At age 70, OAS kicks in at $11,800. That's 36% higher for waiting. Combined with CPP, that's $32,000 from the government. She only needs about $10,000 a year from savings, easily manageable with $190,000 left. Sarah's outcome is sustainable retirement income of 40 to 42K per year. Her mortgage is paid off, her kids are independent, and expenses naturally decline after 70. She made it work by working part-time for 7 more years and strategically delaying both CPP and OAS to maximize her government benefits. Can you retire at 60 with $300,000? It's tight, but possible if you're strategic. You won't have the same retirement as someone with $800,000. You need trade-offs, part-time work for a few years, delayed CPP, flexible spending. But you're not behind. You're making intelligent choices about when to access your money. The timeline depends on your CPP decision, 60, 65, or 70. Your flexibility, part-time work, adjusted spending, your accounts, RSP versus TFSA. Before that, if you haven't watched my video on how much you need, go back and watch it. I walk through exactly how much you need based on your expenses. That gives you the foundation for everything we covered today. I break down strategies like this in my newsletter. Practical strategies specifically for women in their 40s and 50s. The link is in the description. You're not behind. You're optimizing your retirement with the knowledge you have right now. See you in the next video.